Hello, greetings. Good news. I got the copyright strike removed from my channel. It was otherwise going to last for 90 days, but I appealed and I won, which I could not believe because I've appealed one of these before. And they were like, no, I'm sorry. You violated our terms. Jail. Straight to jail. So as long as I just keep an eye on the warnings that I get, which I do get as we play copyrighted material, and stop the song when that warning comes up, we should be just fine. And I changed the resolution of my audio or video output so that I don't see an error message the entire time, which is what used to be happening. And so I wouldn't see the warning because they look exactly the same. It's just a big yellow bar of errors. So I think we'll be fine to do things the way we always have. Yay. So welcome. This is the last of the year streams that we're doing until we get to 2025. And then we'll do a 2025 stream at the beginning of January to celebrate the new year. Wow. I think we started this whole thing, this year thing stream about a year and a half ago. And we went all the way down to 1960. And now we're catching up to the present. So this is just a momentous occasion. But yeah, same format we've been doing. The first 30-ish minutes will be for your general requests. So put them in the chat now. Song title, artist. Pick one request per person. And please try to keep it to 5 minutes. If it's longer, let me know what part of the song you want me to listen to. And make sure it was originally released in 2024. And I will not play more than one song by the same artist, so just keep that in mind. Anything else? La la la. Be kind to each other, even if you don't like what's being played. Just be mature adults about it and keep the health of the live stream and the community in your heart every moment. No. While you're here. Okay. Any genre goes, by the way. Anything at all. Okay, let's start pulling some requests out of the chat here. Omar has a request. Meer, This Is the End. Self-described as an alternative pop orchestra. The chorus here is dissonant and the instrumentals are dreamy. The fun part starts at 4:10. Okay, great. Oops. I'm intrigued just from the song title. Ooh, it's got cashmere vibes. Oh my god, this is a really long song. You wanted me to start it at 4:10? Oh, I did not understand that. You just said it gets fun at 4:10. Okay. Sorry. Well, we'll listen to that part and then I'll have to stop it. I'm so sorry. Okay, that part was okay. Oh shit, hang on. Piano. This is a cool chord progression. I'm not used to this exact thing they're doing, which is cool. Did my keyboard turn off? Did it go to sleep? I think it did. Damn. I'll just keep that note. So they have this Lydian thing. And then they go to this chord. Sorry, I don't know why that's clipping. So this is mode mixture where these chords don't belong in the same key and you can really feel the shifts, right? The mixing when it switches. But I've heard this a million times because it's amazing. But I haven't heard this like that as a Lydian sounding chord, which is this, has this tritone in it. that's super exciting. They have such a cool sound. It does kind of remind me a little bit of like listening to Kashmir because of the not only the production elements with the the strings with the rock, but there was also a lot of syncopation with like really bold melodic lines in the instrumentation, kind of the way Kashmir will do dun, 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 da, 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 right? This one had a lot of that kind of syncopation, different line, but it felt nostalgic in a way as a result. I don't know if I would have thought that this came out in 2024. I think it sounds very influenced by music from decades past, which is definitely a thing that's happening, right? As we listen to these more recent years, there's all these revivals of genres in decades, and that's cool. And it sounds like there's two sort of lead vocalists, and in this chorus, they're harmonizing. Well, I shouldn't say they're really harmonizing. They're singing in octaves with each other. It's not more an arrangement thing, a voicing thing, but so, the woman is just belting it at the top of her range, but really with a lot of grit and a lot of distortion and, and then it's supported by the male vocalist, at least I think, but yeah, that's just the first time I heard the chorus, I definitely was like, whoa, this is dissonant. But then after a while, I could really get it. I was like, oh, I get what they're doing. And like, that sounds amazing. I'm not like I didn't like it at first, but it definitely, it took my brain a few listens through it to really understand musically or like why that note, at first I was like, what? And now I can't imagine it being any other way. Cause when you've got, yeah, there's it's an interesting progression to write a melody to. It definitely takes some feeling of dissonance. Okay, sorry, Omar. I did not understand that's what you meant. You just said it got fun there. So next time, just say start at, and then there'll be no misunderstanding. My apologies. We can listen to a little bit of it. Like I can skip a bit. Seven. Wow, that's a fascinating chord progression. It doesn't follow any patterns that I already know. There were certain moves that made me feel flat six, but that doesn't mean it is. In fact, it almost feels as if the tonal center is sort of moving around as the chords kind of cascade off of each other. And you get into these little pockets of familiarity, and then they change it to this a whole new world, but they're doing it in a very graceful way, probably instinctively, perhaps using chords that maybe they have some notes in common with each other, or they use melodic lines to sort of connect them. It feels really good when you have a note being, say, sung or played in a melodic instrument against a chord, and maybe that note fits in that chord, but then you like change the chord to something really weird, and maybe that note doesn't fit in the new chord, but it means something to it. Like it feels like it creates tension with it. It feels like it creates a release with it. It feels like it, like it. So yeah, that's lovely. Radiohead is really good at that. Cool. All right, well, let's move on to the next one. Oh my God, how's it already 3:18? How did that happen? I was late, but okay. All right. Let's do Jamie XX, Dafodil featuring Kelsey Lou, John Glacier, and Panda Bear. It's a lot of people.
It all started one summer night in London.
A couple years back, it was crazy. It was with a beautiful female. All I remember is
love and sweetness that fills the air. Came from a daffodil in your hair. I placed it there. Love and sweetness that fills the air. Came from a daffodil in your hair. I placed it.
My heart blossomed with the look.
Deep into each other's eyes. Something was brewing and I was ready to fly. I never even thought about it twice.
I said,
Let's go dance.
I was ready. I was ready to fly.
Love and sweetness that fills the air. Came from a daffodil in your hair. I placed it there.
Next thing I knew it,
We were on the dance floor. Floating on clouds of ecstasy. I feel you, you feel me. Everyone feeling so good. Sweat is rolling into the morning.
On the sky, so blue, so blue.
And the lovely sweetness that filled the air
Till the sun comes up,
came from a
till the sun goes
daffodil
down.
in my hair. You placed
Summer
it
London
there,
now. Drinks on me, literally.
that filled
Feel like a mess, feels like a dream.
came
Lost in a beat,
from a daffodil
lost in a wave.
in my hair.
Step to the streets, two-step before we leave. Plant a kiss on me,
Sweetness
stuck in trance.
that filled
Days in the park before I went to the dance. Primrose Hill, pretty daffodils,
from a
pretty
daffodil
daffodils,
in my
pretty
hair.
daffodils.
Placed it there.
Lost is thinking of someone they met at a party. There's someone for everyone. Sometimes a piece could be anyone, so place it there.
I'll never forget that night.
And the lovely sweetness,
Too sweet to let
but
go.
in reality
A flower to the nose.
of you.
And I woke up the next day and I said, yo, I know what the answer to life is.
I can feel you,
And I said,
but in reality
it's to love each other.
of you.
He was like, word.
Wow. Gosh, that was so interesting to me. It felt like... Okay, so also felt like reviving older sounds, but a combination of them. Like soul? And the drums and the synths felt like... The drums felt like the 90s, and the synths felt like 2010. This one was like kind of hard for me to like make sense of. It was sort of like in my head, what I was like seeing. Do you guys have very like weird visual experiences when you're listening to music? Not like you literally like are hallucinating, but like you kind of have an impression of something in your mind's eye, like you're dreaming a little or something. I don't know. But this one, it was like all these disconnected things like in a white space trying to connect. And yeah, it was just kind of weird for my brain. It felt like there was lots of space and gaps and it didn't feel like a solid object. It was like all these little blobs holding on to each other by like a filament, and they were bobbing around. And yeah, it was, that one would take me more listens to really get it. Like I can't play anything I just heard, you know, like it's a very, but I can remember the feeling. I can remember the groove for sure. Even that almost feels like the groove pattern is really old, but using more modern, you know, synth drums essentially, or some kind of sampler, you know, but it sounds super synthy, right? It sounds very synthetic. Huh. What a weird, bubbly experience. Yeah, very interesting. Cool. Yeah, sorry, I can't really play anything there. I heard some chords, kind of. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what. Huh. Oh. Neat. Art is cool. Okay. We got a request from Kevin for a Halsey track from last year from this album called The Great Impersonator, which I haven't listened to. I remember seeing some buzz about it. It's called Lonely as the Muse. And I only know Halsey because she had Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross produce the album before this, right? I'm pretty sure it was before this. Which there's some songs in there I really love. So yeah, let's see. Sauce chords. The pulsing is kind of nailsy, but
I spent years becoming cool, and in one single second you can make a decade of my efforts disappear. I'm just waiting at the bar, and you rip open all my scars by saying something like, didn't know you were here. I always knew I was a martyr and that Jesus was one too, but I was built from special pieces that I learned how to unscrew, and I can always reassemble to fit perfectly for you or anybody that decides that I'm of use. Lonely is the muse. Lonely is the muse. So where do I go in the process when I'm just an apparatus? I've inspired platinum records, I've earned platinum airline status, and I mined a couple diamonds from the stories in my head, but I'm reduced to just a body here in someone else's bed. Always knew I was a martyr, that Jesus was one too, but I was built from special pieces that I learned how to unscrew, and I can always reassemble to fit perfectly for you or anybody that decides that I'm of use. Lonely is the muse. Lonely is the muse. I'll call you in the night. I will exist in every second just to decorate your life. And when you're done, you can't discard me like the others always do. And I will nurse my wounds until another artist needs me new. I will always reassemble to fit perfectly in view for anybody that decides that I'm amused. Lonely is the
She's screaming. Wow. I like this. Deftones. Very Deftones. Not necessarily Deftones drums. No. But Deftones guitar vibes, because it's these big, I mean, it could have something to do with the tones. The pulsing is more like Nine Inch Nailsy. There's da na na na, right? But check out the voicing. So it's suspended chord. You hear that, right? Okay, good. And then this one also suspended. You hear that amazing? This is a power chord, right? Which sounds very strong and structural and almost like vacant. It doesn't have a quality of its own. It is the skeleton. But then you push the top note up and you get, instead of this, suspended. And now it sounds expansive but dissonant, but also strong, because it still has a nice structure beneath it. But then, and it's stacked, it's two stacked perfect fifths, which are one of the most consonant intervals. And so I think that has something to do with the fact that has something to do with why I think distorted guitars sound so good playing this chord, is because of those. Even though the whole thing is dissonant, it's made of consonant intervals. And so I think the way the math works out is just very resonant. It's just so cool. And then I think it just goes down to a power chord for that one. Maybe it was actually, it might have been like a, that's it. That's another like Deftones thing, right? I mean, we're so used to the and other songs of theirs. Yeah, so anyway, I love Deftones, therefore I was really into this chord progression. Also, it starts with a flat 6. And not only does it have a flat 6, but it starts with a flat 6. So it starts away from home, and then it goes to another spot, the 4, finally plummets down to home to give you your resolution. And then you just sort of die there, and then it starts back over. So setting her up for such a rich environment to write. She's a very, very good lyricist, I think. And I really liked her voice in this rock setting. I mean, there's a couple rock songs on the other album, that If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power, which Trent and Atticus produced. But this one was even more like, I think that one, she actually had recorded demos with those vocals, and they were all pop songs. And then they set them to rock, which I think, which is cool. But this one, I feel very strongly that this was always a rock song. And so she sang it that way, you know? And you can really hear it in the choruses. She sounds closer to like Hayley Williams here, you know? And she even screams. What is it actually called? Distortion, I guess, right? But whatever. Unclean vocals, which I've never heard her do. She sounded good, but it was a little punky and like, but I'm sure if we read the lyrics, we'd be like, oh, holy crap. I mean, she's super smart and writes about, I think, fairly interesting things, and a lot of cool wordplay, and she's quite brilliant with words, but also melodies and hooks. I mean, this is nice. Lonely is the muse. And, at the end, she really clearly makes the second chord with her voice a major chord. Sorry, I don't know what I'm playing. With her voice, because she does something. She's like, what is it? She was singing this really beautiful tone that I wasn't expecting. It made the chord major. It adds so much, these little touches. Wow. That's really cool. That's great. Yeah, Trenticus. Yeah, right. If she did music more in this vein, I think I would feel very drawn to it, you know. Wow. Cool. Thanks, Kevin. That was good. Okay. Oh my gosh, we're so over. I'm talking too much. Partly also I'm talking so that we don't get another issue. Okay, I'll play one more from the general chat requests. How do I pick? Oh God. Someone requested Sophie. Is this a posthumous release? Didn't Sophie pass? It's been more than a year, right? It's been a couple years at least, right? Has it? Not? Anyway, it says Sophie, Reason Why, featuring Kim Petras and BC Kingdom. I don't think we've listened to Sophie once, which is, I think, bizarre on my live streams. Here we go. We got a flat 6. It's a nice job. Okay. So I don't know what this subgenre is, and I actually haven't even listened to Brat by Charli XCX, but it's on social media, lots of clips. And I always watch them. So I probably should just listen to the album. But this feels like a similar subgenre of dance music, especially at the beginning, before the four on the floor hit. Yeah. It's very different than the other Sophie stuff that I've listened to. Now, I couldn't name what I have, so I don't know. What I did listen to before was a really frenetic, I think, chaotic, kind of bizarre, breaking the boundaries of what music even is. So anyway, yeah, I had like weird expectations, but no, I mean, aside from that, hyperpop. Okay. Yeah. I could see that. Yeah. But yes, this had a flat 6, right here. Let's see. And sometimes I think it went, let's see, a B, really nice chord progression. But yeah, didn't this, I don't even know the song names, but I've heard that song, part of that song from Brat that's like, I'm so Julia or something. This felt very similar, like the groove and the rhythms of the synths and everything. So I'm betting that Sophie was a big influence on Charli XCX, maybe it was the other way around. I mean, they've both been doing stuff for a while, so a lot of vocalists on this one, a couple, right? Yeah, Kim Petras and BC Kingdom. I think Kim had the really high voice. Yeah, okay, cool. Gosh, I wish I could tell you what I have heard by Sophie, but yeah, I guess I'll have to go back in and see what I think. It's possible. I remember now. Well, I don't remember what it was called, but I remember where I got the recommendation to listen to a specific Sophie song, and the person who recommended it likes really weird shit. So that makes a ton of sense that I heard some stuff that was kind of on the edge of music there. Cool. This is not a genre I typically listen to, but it's cool. And it's very pleasing. It'd be fun to dance to that. And, rest in peace, Sophie. I just looked it up. She passed away in 2021. I thought it had been years, but you know how time, I wasn't actually sure anymore. Oh, you're looking at Milo's tail? Yeah, both my cats have long tails, apparently. I don't know. All right, friends, we are switching over to super chats only for the rest of the stream. If you had a request that I didn't pick, you can now super chat it, but there's still no guarantee that I will get to everything. So let's get going. We will start with Chelsea Wolfe, Salt. And Clore said, Chelsea has been listening to songwriting tips by Tori Amos while binge listening to the Cardigans before she did this. In his head, he says. The vocals are so like a goth Gran Turismo. Wow, that sounds amazing. Man, that's such a good album. Okay. distracted. Wow.
Mila, what you trying to do, girlfriend? Where you going?
Sometimes I feel like I should get like a ginormous desk so they have places to go. But then I remember they're cats, so it doesn't matter. They're just going to go right here where all the attention is. Oh, just, she's rubbing all over your live chat right now. Yes, sweet girl. That is an exceptional song. I forget who produced it, but what a cool, just so much variety and sounds and very trip hoppy, really well mixed. Chelsea's voice is just so incredible. And this one sounds very Phrygian to me. Salt in my tears. There was a lot of this happening. Maybe not in that particular part, but it definitely happened a bunch of times. Oh my goodness, baby girl. Okay, yes. Yes, I know. I love the effects processing on her voice. It's so reverby, but still really clear what's happening. Again, it's just mixed so well. She could sing as dry as a bone with like no processing at all. She tried to eat it. Did you hear that? You smelling mommy's breath? I don't think she's ever sniffed the mic before. How cute. Really cute. Yeah, this is a 2025 cut. Yeah. So cute. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, she could sing with no effects processing. I've heard it pretty much. I mean, no processing, but you know, like it sounds, you know, like Tiny Desk, right? It sounds as raw as it gets. She sounds incredible. And you put reverb on her and it's also incredible. You could do anything. She just has that perfect voice. It's so good. All right, moving on to the next one. If I could maybe just see my screen, Milo, that would be so convenient. All right, since we were talking about Charli XCX, we got a request, so that's perfect. Sympathy is a knife. Cool. All right, so this will be my first full Charli XCX song other than like the hits that she had maybe 10 years ago. From Brat.
I don't wanna share the space. I don't wanna force a smile. This one girl taps my insecurities. Don't know if it's real or if I'm spiraling. One voice tells me that they laugh. George says I'm just paranoid. Says you just don't see it. You're so naive. I'm embarrassed to have it beneath the sympathy, 'cause I couldn't even be you if I tried. I'm opposite, I'm on the other side. I feel all these feelings I've no control.
Sexy.
Oh no, don't know why all this sympathy is just a knife. Why I can't even grip my teeth and lie. I feel all these feelings I've no control. Oh no, don't know why
That was nice.
wanna buy a gun. Why I wanna shoot myself. Volatile at war with my dialogue. I'd say that there was a God if they could stop this wild voice tearing me apart. I'm so apprehensive now. Don't wanna see a backstage of my boyfriend's show. Fingers crossed behind my back. I hope they break up quick, 'cause I couldn't even be you if I tried. I'm opposite, I'm on the other side. I feel all these feelings I've no control. Oh no, don't know why all this sympathy is just a knife. Why I can't even grip my teeth and lie. I feel all these feelings I've no control. All this sympathy is just a knife. All this sympathy is just a knife. All this sympathy is just a knife. Yeah, all this sympathy is just a
Cool. Okay. I really like how I like how the verse is so like probably intentionally kind of stagnant, you know? She's just singing one note for a while and the bass is just going and she's just singing this note and then she starts singing along to the bass but still very, very simple, which sets you up because then right as she goes into the chorus, she goes, that note really took me by surprise. I must have oriented myself musically to a certain spot and then for whatever reason that note wouldn't like fit into the key I thought I was in or something, you know? But really I think what's just happening is that she's kind of just toggling back and forth between these two notes, but I wonder if to her that note feels weird. I bet it doesn't. I bet it's like exactly what she hears. But yeah, I don't know. Does anybody else did that note? See if I can find it.
Don't see embarrassed to have it beneath the sympathy 'cause I
I don't know. It's like, anyway, it's very exciting. It really got me like pumped for what was coming next. And then this chorus is really good. This is nice. I like the something about that. What is that? A lot of syncopation too. Like there was like this rest on beat 1 sometimes, and then it would like jut in. Listen to that parallel harmony. And then she had a couple really high notes, which are so pretty. I have to hear it. Oh, sorry. I still don't know what to do about this. It's not. Sometimes I feed it underneath, but then it gets caught. Anyway. Ugh. Yeah, she's really harmonizing a lot with the bass line here in thirds, which is just really beautiful and highlights their beauty. But I love the processing on her voice in this. I mean, aside from the auto-tune, obviously, which is like, this is an effect. It's not pitch correction. It happens to also correct pitch, but it's the effect. You know, it's a very specific style. But the punch of this chorus, it's probably something to do with the bass. And that bass sounds very 90s to me. But with like modern mixing. It's nice. Thick. But it kind of jabs in. Right, that hit sounds like it has so much more behind it. Like I hear other layers that accompany the bass. It's not just the bass. But it feels like a big and her voice it's not double tracked, I don't think. It's just that listen to the difference between like whatever they did, some processing to her voice, it sounds like more. It just has more movement and shimmer and intensity, and also just the way she's singing it. I like her little flips. Side, little, they're not that exaggerated, but that is great. Don't know why. Really high note within the head voice, and then the really syncopated and fun. Cool. All right, I've been bratted. Hooray! Okay, sweet. You guys like that note? Yeah, that note is really good. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty then. Next is Me Morp, the Sawtooth Grin, a cloud, a cauldron, a colony. A vicious 2.5 minutes with the shortest nod to Meshuggah ever at the very end. Nice. All right. I guess I can let go of this now, maybe. Let it go, let it go. Okay. part. Oh man, the way they end this. That's so that ending makes you feel terrified that it's about to come crashing down on you, but it's just like you're like, so it's almost worse, you know. Wow, whatever genre metal that is I mean, it's not torture or anything. Y'all kept trying to torture me on those torture streams but I really liked that nod to Meshuggah. That was my favorite part. That, because you can kind of groove into it a little bit. Also, maybe it was because it's 4/4. I mean, I love all time signatures, but it's got a groove, you know. This one is obviously intentionally. I mean, the singer. That's some like really tight high screaming. It sounds like a banshee. It's kind of disturbing to me, but it's fun in small doses. I couldn't tell you what is happening harmonically in that, but let's just say it's highly dissonant. It's atonal, I think. And there was definitely maybe this interval. Like, let me see. Not that one. That's this interval, but exploded past an octave, minor ninth. I feel like I heard something like that, and probably like tritones and like all the most angular and abrasive intervals, along with completely like direction shifting constantly, like time signatures and themes and jeez, woohoo! Vicious is a good word to describe that. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Doomcore. I have no idea what to call that. I don't know. Core seems like a good word for it. Something core is. Can we call it vicious core? Okay. Someone requested Godspeed You Black Emperor. Aren't their songs like 20 minutes long? There's no way. I mean, maybe is there like an interlude track that you've requested? Or 7 minutes. Do you want me to fade it out or after 5? That's still really short for them. Okay. Next. Pix requests Enraile. Phantom Factory 0. Short but insane production. Okay. Sticking with our theme of short but insane. Ooh. Oh, I'm gonna send this to my friend Nick. Yeah. My friend Nick's going to love that. I just have a feeling. Okay, well, at first I was like, okay, it's noise. You know, it's like interesting textures and samples. And the samples started to take a little bit of a shape, you know, the way that they were chopped up. I was like, okay, there's like a rhythm and I can hear it and I can bop around to it. And then the beat dropped. Holy crap. But before that, there was those like, oh my gosh. I mean, again, it's not physical pain I feel, but it's like a overwhelming sensation in here when that happens. Oh, I feel like my hearing's getting more sensitive as I get older. But wow. And then the beat dropped. Killer. So meticulously produced. It's, you know, this is the kind of producer that, you know, mixes their own stuff. And so they're both like a brilliant artist, a very skilled producer, and an incredible engineer all together. I admire those people. I wish I had the engineering gene, man. I really do. Oh my gosh. But it's just so perfectly mixed. You can't even. It's like if you try to compare something you think is a good mix to that, you're like, oh no, that sounds like Dookie. It's just, there's a level of mix. I collect them all in a playlist because it's like someday if I could get anything to sound even sort of like this, I'll be like happy that I achieved anything in life. But yeah, that's wow. It's kind of like it's definitely halftime. It's kind of that a little bit trappy, but it's not trap, you know. And the glitching happening between the beats, the was very satisfying. Wow, that was so good. I loved that. Whew. Okay. Next. Now, we just listened to Magdalena Bay. I just want to make sure. What did we listen to? How did we listen to this album last time? Did it come out in 2023 or 2024? Which stream did we mess up? Okay, let's do Heathen's request. LOCO, BOOMBOX, and Forma. And I am scared. I'm always scared. Oh, God.
Calentadores, flúor y chándal de neón. Al puro estilo fonda con un look muy ochentón. Coge el radiocasete, es la poca dorada.
Oh yeah, you're right. This is my moving around.
Uno, dos. Les habla Loco Boombox. Antes de empezar, asegúrense de conocer los 4 básicos. Arriba, abajo, al centro, adentro, en forma. To the right, 2, 3, 4, salta. Cha. Arriba, abajo, al centro, adentro. One more round, one more time. To your left, 2, 3, 4, baila. Dale onda, arriba, abajo, al centro, adentro. Otra ronda por Jane Fonda. El beat transvehicle plus gimnasta o crossfitter. No importa, olvídate. Nos da igual lo que practiques. Tú mueve el esqueleto, rienda suelta tú. Marcando el tiro donde vayas, donde. Everywhere. Probando. Algo no está funcionando. No es un simulacro. Repito, no es un simulacro. Arriba, abajo, al centro, adentro, en forma. To the right, 2, 3, 4, salta. Cha. Arriba, abajo, al centro, adentro. One more round, one more time. To your left, 2, 3, 4, baila.
Probably a dance.
Dale onda, arriba, abajo, al centro, adentro. Otra ronda por Jane Fonda. Y ya es la hora, por fin llegó el momento. Subimos la temperatura que la energía sigue creciendo. De pequeño Nazaré miraba, puesta a punto la tele molaba. Coja y me soltaba yo el pelo, le quitaba el freno a 2000 en bajada. Sube el volumen, esa bomba, este ritmo no está en forma. Mueve el bodo que el tiempo se nos va. Y déjate de excusas que para esto no hay edad. Y toma, jeroma, pastillas de goma. Canta y baila with friends, this workout body never ends. 2, 3, 4, salta. Cha, 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 arriba, abajo, acento, calento. One more round, one more time. To your left, 2, 3, 4, baila. Dale onda, arriba, abajo, acento, calento. Otra ronda, porque infonda. Fiesta, 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 fiesta. Sin parar. Fiesta, 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 fiesta. Que pim, que pam, que one more time. Fiesta, 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 fiesta. Va a acabar. Fiesta, 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 fiesta. Chao, pescado.
Okay. There's a lot of directions in there. What was it? Arriba, abajo, el dentro, al dentro, and forma. I feel like I'm missing one. Obviously, he just was like, to the right, to the left, right? Didn't he just say that? I didn't translate that, right? He said to the right, to the left. Anyway. El centro. Oh, pa? What does that mean? Pa dentro? Okay. Well, yeah. That is a genre I do not listen to. It's perfect for working out like that. Just wiggling around and jumping around like an idiot. So that's fantastic. And it was kind of going between Phrygian and major, which is, it was like da 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 da. So this part's Phrygian, and then it was like, no, never mind, like la 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 la. That was kind of fun, very playful. Okie dokie and forma. They know how to party. We like to party. We like to party. All right. Thanks, Jibbo. Next, let's do Vorlon-esque request Cyberaktif, a single trace. Oh God, no. No! From Endgame 2024. Too late. Very well mixed bass. So textured and bassy. like this vocal part here.
Is a human race gone without a single trace, a single trace.
Trying to figure out the bass line. I think it was like something like that. It was all very, very chromatic. Okay, so that's, you guys are saying is industrial and EBM or something like that. Also not a genre I listen to. It sounds very retro. I would never think this was from 2024. The only thing that sounded maybe a little more modern was that first bass. The bass line when it was exposed at the very beginning. It was just super well mixed. It sounded very, it just had pristine highs and so scratchy and incredible in headphones, but also like really defined in the bass region. But then it got retro real fast after that and went straight back to, I would say, the 80s, maybe early 90s, maybe. The vocoder was nice. I think I really like vocoders, especially when it's in harmony. Whatever. I even downloaded some free trial of some type of harmony vocoder, but I just couldn't figure it out quickly, so I gave up. I need to get back to it, but a little infected mushroom. Yeah, I mean the synth did have a little bit of that squirrely, Phrygian kind of sounding infected mushroomy thing going on, for sure. I do remember feeling when the vocal came in that I was not expecting that style of singing. I don't know what I was expecting, though. Cool. Okie dokie. Next, let's do... Okay, now we'll do Magdalena Bay. Killing Time.
Spend my days patiently waiting for the night to creep.
Sometimes 12/8.
Chasing clouds, counting sheep.
Got that shuffle.
I don't know why, but we call it killing time. Always killing time.
Yeah, this chord coming up, I love. Can't hear myself. It's weird. It's so sparkly. Faster, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. My ear hurts.
There's always time for kill, but never time for me. It only takes a
Whew. I can't put my finger on this one. It's like, hi, Milo. She's just staring at me. Would you like to cross over here or here? You would like to go on the floor? Or yep, here we go. Hi. Hi. Uh-oh. Milo's gonna get on the keyboard, I have a feeling. Oh. Very nice minor seventh, or maybe that's a... Huh. Okay. She would like attention again. A meowster piece. Anyway, yeah, it's fun. It was really sparkly. It was kind of upbeat. I freaking love this part. She's like, killing them, and it goes. That was just so exciting every time it happened. Kind of a chromatic shift. A Milo 7. Play us a song, you're the piano cat. Play us a song tonight, 'cause we're all in the meowed for a meowlody. And you got us feeling alright. Man, I'm wondering if she's hungry. It might be what's happening, which means I probably need to just give her a little kibble, y'all, so that we can continue. Otherwise, it might be... Let's just... Come here, Mom. Come here, honey. You wanted some kitties? Want some kitties? Yeah. You can do it. Up you go, honey. Milo eats like a little bird. She just takes like 10 pieces of kibble at a time. So I'm just like constantly giving her. She likes wet food too. She gets both. Okay. Anyway, Magdalena Bay. Oh yeah. It's also got, I don't know, it has this like sort of retro-y 70s kind of thing going on too. And yeah, they have a very interesting sound. That bridge, remember the bridge? It was like, it had a little bit of an edge to it. The way she stopped singing, I think she started talking and it sounded kind of menacing. It was cool. Something else about that changed. But yeah, it has a lot of, like a lot of, you know, in the 70s, like in disco and some soul, they would have these like chimey, like, you know, or maybe like an E piano or Rhodes, be like a seventh chord, like, or like, I don't know. It just, it felt like it had a lot of that like sparkle. I don't know if it actually had that, but anyway, that's cool. Yeah, it's probably the third one now that we've listened to, I feel like, on the live streams. I'm definitely intrigued. All right, next is Instant Psalm by The Smile, which I have not heard because I only listened to their one from 2022. Or is it A Light for Attracting Attention? Was that? I thought it was 22. Yeah, I think it was. Oh my god, the ending sounds just like what's that Radiohead song that ends with that same dissonant interval with the strings? Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. Fuck. Well, this one, you know what this reminded me of? This is gonna be weird. It reminds me of a song from a musical, Oliver, from the 60s. It goes, where is love? Does it fall from sky above? I think, is it underneath the willow tree that I've been dreaming of? Or something like that. But the da 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 da, they had a couple runs like that. And even the main melody just I was losing my voice. I respect everything Tom York does. That one will probably have to grow on me a little bit. It's beautiful, but it didn't really grab me, but it'll be a grower. Lovely vocal harmonies. Yeah, why do birds suddenly appear? Oh my god, Rough Lazy, I can't believe you're asking this. I don't know what happened to the spider. One morning it was gone and the web was gone too. So I immediately assumed that someone killed her. And I was really angry about it for like 3 days. And because we had the next door neighbors had just had landscaping done. So I was like, did one of those guys, because they came over to our property and I guess my housemate let them like put some of the brush on our property so it wouldn't block our view. I don't remember. But anyway, they came onto our property. So I thought one of those assholes saw the spider and thought like, oh, I'm going to do them a favor and kill this spider. Turns out they didn't. As far as the landscaper knows, he didn't do it. He doesn't think his crew did. But the whole web was gone. So I was like, what eats those spiders? Did it just like and take the web with it? Or because if it died, it would have just fallen off, right? But anyway, she's gone. I don't know what happened. But I love those banana spiders. I just think they're incredible. So that's the update. Oh, my cats are indoor cats. So when they go outside on the leash in the backyard with me. Although in my next living situation, I'm really hoping I can manifest some kind of catio or screen and porch or something. Like literally that is like my dream. I mean, it's been a dream of mine to have a screen and porch just be for me. But now that I have cats, it's like, it feels like imperative for their mental health. But we have just, Texas is very buggy and we have a ton of mosquitoes in Austin. And they love me. So I can't just sit outside ever. It's horrible. I hate it. But screen and porch. Anyway. Okay. Back to music. Sorry. Okay. Next is... Should we try... Okay, I'm going to try 5 minutes of this Godspeed You Black Emperor song. Gray Rubble, Green Shoots. I'm so surprised at how short this one is. That's me doing the fade out. Super beautiful. So guitars, bass, drums, but also strings, but I don't know. It's almost like the strings sound really old, or maybe it was a mellotron? Something about them. Milo, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, I went from feeling really forlorn to feeling more triumphant, and then back to feeling like very, very forlorn, intense, lots of things. I would listen to that album. Yeah. Nice, rich harmony, rich layering, warm, you know. Nice and wet. It's very wet. Yeah. Lovely. Okay. Let's see what we've got left. Okay, we're not going to get to everything. I'm sorry. Let's do Burdang's request. Jeremy, Jordan, and Amir Talai. Hell's Greatest Dad. Oh my gosh. From Has-Been Hotel. This must be a show that I've never heard of. Oops. Oh, sorry, it's muted.
Looks like you could use some help from the big boss of hell himself. Check out Daddy's glowing reviews on Yelp. 5-star flawless, really great. With the punch of a pentagram, a whack bam boom, a la Kazam. Usually I charge a sacrificial lamb, but you get the family rate. Thanks, Dad. Who needs a busboy now that you've got the chef? Michelin tasting menu free, a la carte. I'll rig the game for you because I'm the ref. Champagne fountains, caviar mountains, that's just a start.
Who's been here since day one? Who's been faithful as a nun? Makes you chuckle with an old-timey pun. Your executive producer. I'm your guy, your day-to-day, your chum, your steadfast hotelier. Remember when I fixed that corn today?
I was stunned to make you serve you.
I'm truly honored that we built such a bond.
Aww.
You're like the child that I wish that I had.
What?
I care for you just like a daughter I spawned.
Hold on now.
It's a little funny. You could almost call me Dad. They say when you're looking for assistance, it's smart to pick the path of least resistance.
Others say that in your needy hour, there's no substitute for pure angelic power.
Who just happens to also be your blood. Sadly, there are times a birth parent is a dud. They say the family you choose is better.
What a bunch of losers.
Can you butt out of my song?
Your song, I started this.
I'm singing it, I'll finish it.
Oh, you tacky piece
It's
of...
me. Yes, it's me. I know you were all waiting for me. I'm here. What a guess. Took a while, but I'm present at last. It's me.
Flat 6.
Who?
Oh man. This sounds like those.
Usually I charge a sacrificial lamb.
Okay, that's the Andalusian cadence. That was super lucky that I could just hit the right note without seeing all the keys. That was totally an accident. But then it got really musical theater, and it went in all sorts of different directions. And musical theater will change keys over and over and over again. But I can tell you at the very end, she delays the resolution. She's heading up, it's me, and you think she's gonna go, it's me, but she goes, it's me, and and there's a flat 6 chord to fool you, and then they resolve. Very fun. But yeah, this is that old timey, but with the
Boy, now that you got the chef.
I love that. Wow, and those harmonies. clever lyric writing. Has anyone seen this show, Has Been Hotel? The animation looks fun. Okay, next is something much more serious. Idrîsî Ensemble, OT Theos, Old Roman chant. And I've been told I can fade this out. Those sounds very Greek to me. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, there was a... I love how, so they have this very ornate, right, lead, right, the melody. And remember I was talking when I was doing a perfect circle and tool analysis, talking about melismas. Melismas when you sing multiple notes on one syllable. So chant like this is very melismatic, and it's so, it's just so it feels very ornate in that way, because it's almost like decorating one syllable with all this with all this movement. And meanwhile the drone of the other singers is just going between these two notes, which I take to be home and flat 7, but you stay there for such a long time that it sort of becomes almost a temporary new home for you. But I do feel a sense of return when it goes back up to the higher note. And it's mostly minor. There was one Phrygian note I heard. But yeah, it's so soulful and so ancient. You could just feel it. It's just gorgeous. I imagine seeing that live is like humbling, I would probably be weeping. All right, next is Waxahatchee, right back to it, featuring MJ Lenderman. I don't know anything about this group. A little bit bluegrass. Definitely a banjo.
Photograph of us in the spotlight on a hot night. I was drifting in and out, reticent on the off chance I'm bunter than a bullseye, begging for peace of mind. I
song, we know it. If I can keep up, we'll get right back to it. We'll get right back to it. We'll get right back to it.
Quite lovely. Another genre of music I don't listen to, whatever this might be. Very lovely use of the axis progression, which is those 4 chords. Oh God, okay. I wish it weren't this key. Whatever. What is that? Ending on the minor one of the minor chord of the progression, which gives it that sort of mournful sound, just to be left there. And starting away from home is also really nice. Really beautiful vocal harmonies. It's so chill. It's not overproduced. Doesn't do a lot for me, but again, I think it's one of those things where it's like in the right time, in the right place. You know, music has a lot of different, I think, can affect you in so many different ways and be appropriate for certain situations. Maybe if I were like on a canoe, she was on a canoe, I think, and I was looking at that like, oh, it looks nice. Milo is going bonkers. Okay, I had one more queued up, and then I'll have to go and take my little kitty outside. It's 21 Pilots Overcompensate. Oh no, it's the music video.
Diese kleine unheimliche Insel hat mich zu einer Waffe gemacht. Wir glauben beide, Sympathy est étrange à cette ordinaire.
Welcome back to trash. Welcome back to trash.
to the curb. For passing the classes, half empty, half full. Save half of your taxes, then overtake your former self. I fly by the dangerous band symbol. Don't hesitate, maybe overcompensate. And then by the time I catch in my peripheral, don't hesitate, maybe overcompensate. Days feel like a perfect length, I don't need them any longer. But for goodness sake, do the years seem way too short for my soul, corazón. Way too short for my soul, corazón. Days feel like a perfect length, I don't need them any longer. But for goodness sake, do the years seem way too short for my soul, corazón. Way too short for my soul, corazón. Earn my stripes, 300 tracks in my Adidas track jacket. Bless your ear holes while you react acting. Gobsmack, don't hesitate to maybe overcompensate. I said I fly by the dangerous band symbol. Don't hesitate to maybe overcompensate. And then by the time I catch in my peripheral, don't hesitate to maybe overcompensate.
Ooh, I love those chords, man. Sorry. Nice hooks. The whole beginning of the song was really different, wasn't it? I know, Milo, I see you. I'm just super ethereal, and I was like, is this going to be an instrumental? You know, it really led me down a different path, which was cool. And it was even a different tempo. Remember, it was more like breakbeats, and then, oh my God, she's destroying things. And then it went to, you know, this more chilled out version. Nice kind of racy bass. Yeah, I enjoyed this one. That's cool. All right, friends, I have to take care of this cat. It's going insane. And thank you so much for your requests. Thank you for your donations. We're going to be doing a live stream this Wednesday. I can't remember if I decided what it is yet. No, I haven't, but I have so many ideas from y'all. So I'll publish that hopefully tomorrow, but it'll be Wednesday, 5 to 7 p.m. Central. And then we'll still be meeting, whatever. We'll still be doing live streams on Sundays from 3 to 5 Central. It's just now it's going to be these different themes instead of the years. So twice a week, different themes each time. And if you feel like marking your calendar, I will be out of town on November 2nd, so no live stream that day. That's Sunday. Okay, bye everybody.